Record of Ragnarok, The Apocalypse of the Gods, is the latest spin-off for the Record of Ragnarok series, in which a tournament known as Apocalypse is held where 16 gods fight in a bracket in order to get the 13th spot in Ragnarok. This video will discuss the gods that will see in the fight in Apocalypse and what to expect from them. I am Dino Boy and let's get into this. It takes place after the events of Brunhilde's challenge to Zeus and the other gods. Soon after Zeus accepted the challenge, he revealed a roster, which many gods were upset as their names did not appear on the list. Some of these gods, known as outer gods, since these gods aren't able to be controlled by Zeus and the gods' council. Yet you know how to count, so you can clearly see it's not 13 gods, but 12 gods, which were revealed for fighters in Ragnarok. The winner of this tournament will be able to take the 13th spot and be able to add one rule in the constitution of Valhalla. Most of you know this spot was taken by Zeus, so this story might end up seeing that Zeus face up against the winner of the Apocalypse tournament. So the first god we will be talking about is the only one who appeared in the main series, the Hindu god of lightning, Indra. We see Indra in the main series as he fought Rudra, the Hindu god of storms, and was defeated. He later appeared in round 5 to cheer on Shiva during his fight with Raiden. We will see him fight Zukyu in Apocalypse. I was kinda disappointed not seeing the fight between Rudra and Indra, but hey ho, we'll finally see him in action. Next is the Egyptian god of the sun, Ra-Horiki. Ra is one of the oldest gods, being there since the creation of humanity. He was also the one who wanted to destroy them as well. He is most likely in the upper tiers of the gods, and an outer god. He openly challenged Zeus, and we almost saw a showdown between them, though they were interrupted by Cuchulainn. He is fighting first against Cuchulainn. I personally want to see Ra win. Go Team Sun. But I will discuss why next. Also, I don't know the reason why Ra didn't just bully Anubis and take his place in Ragnarok. Maybe we'll see why later in the series. Speaking of, next is the demigod warrior, Cuchulainn. Cuchulainn is a demigod part of the Celtic pantheon. He appears to have main character energy, so that is why I don't have my hopes high that Ra wins. But seeing how the fight is going, Ra might actually take the win. But hey, they did the same thing to Adam, and you already know the results. RIP, best dad. Cuchulainn is another outer god. He is fighting Ra in the first bout. He appears to be using a log or a tree as a club as his weapon. So there's a high likelihood that he would win and fight Zeus eventually. He also has a dog named Gace, which, if you know the actual legend, is a very dark coincidence. Is our first female fighter, the Celtic goddess of war, Morrigan. Morrigan has the epithet as the strongest goddess. She is the second deity from the Celtic pantheon. Let's get the elephant out of the room. She is a muscular MILF, by the way. She has more muscle mass than even gods like Heracles or Poseidon. She is another outer god who was ready to go down with Zeus when her name was not on the roster. She will fight the Chinese demigod Nezha. One of the most famous mythological characters is the Monkey King himself, the great sage equal to heaven, Sun Wukong. His absence in the main series still remains a mystery. I mean, really 5 Greek gods and not even a single Chinese god. Wukong's design was controversial to say the least. Well, as you can see, the Monkey King is not a, monkey, though he does have the ability to shapeshift, so this might not be his true form. His design is very similar to Buddha's, since these characters are interconnected in the myths, since Buddha is the one to defeat Sun Wukong. That is probably why he seems to be more calmer, Zeus even saying this when he stopped Morrigan. Sun Wukong will face Prometheus. Next is the supreme god of Zoroastrianism, Ahura Mazda. Ahura Mazda is another outer god. What is interesting in his design is that one half looks calmer while the other looks chaotic. In Zoroastrianism, Ahura Mazda is the embodiment of good. and is in a constant clash with the destructive spirit Angramanyu, the embodiment of evil. He will fight Muramasa. Zook is the second Chinese god to fight. Zook is the vermilion bird, one of the 4 Chinese constellations, along with the white tiger Bayu, black tortoise Zhuan Yu, and azure dragon Queen Long. Zook represents the element of fire. Though in the series his design is as normal as a human. He will fight Indra. Next up, Prometheus, the Greek titan god of fire and foresight. Of course, there is at least one Greek god in this fight. This was probably Zeus's idea, though in the myths, Zeus punished Prometheus for giving humanity fire, so he most likely has bad blood with Zeus and the other Olympians. He may even be an outer god. He will be fighting Sun Wukong. Next is another Chinese god, the marshal of the central altar, Neza. Neza also has a connection with Sun Wukong, as he fought him when Wukong rebelled against the Jade Palace. It is confirmed by the leaks that Neza is this guy in this armor. He will fight Morrigan. Next is a surprising one, it's Muramasa. Now, it's surprising since Muramasa is not a god nor even a demigod, he's just a normal human. Though Muramasa is a legendary Japanese swordsman. He will fight Ahura Mazda. Next is the king of hell, King Enma. He is from Buddhist and Chinese mythology. He is in charge of Jigoku and Meido, the judge of the dead. He is most likely connected with Sun Wukong as he removed his name from the Book of Death. I believe that this guy with the cow skull is King Enma, as King Enma is based on the Hindu god of death, Yama, whose mount is a water buffalo demon, Mahisasura. He will fight Death, or Shinigami. Speaking of, next is Death or Shinigami. Well, there's actually 2 translations which either is translated to Death or Shinigami. Shinigami are the Shinto gods of death. It's not only one god, but multiple ones. You may be familiar with them from Death Note or Bleach. Or it may be the Western personification of death, the Grim Reaper. So either version would be interesting to see. I find it funny that 2 gods associated with death are fighting each other, a battle of the dead gods. Next is Belial. Belial is actually a demon from Hebrew mythology. He is sometimes associated with the devil himself. Belial is the second demon we see in the series, after Beelzebub, who might have a connection with Belial and his curse of Satan. Belial will fight Leviathan. Next is the Hebrew mythological sea serpent, Leviathan. Leviathan is sometimes referred to as one of the princes of hell, the sin of envy. Leviathan is actually female, so she might actually be the second female fighter in the series after Morrigan. So it is a battle of demons as she will fight Belial. Next is Surtur, the Jotun from Norse mythology, who is said to bring the end of the Norse world, Ragnarök. Nothing to do with the anime tournament though. Being the leader of the fire giants from Muspelheim. Most of you must be familiar with Surtur from Thor Ragnarök or from God of War Ragnarök. He will kill the Norse god of peace, Freyr. He will fight Hydra. And finally, the Hydra. The Hydra is the first monster we will see fight in this series. We did see the serpent from Adam's flashback and Python who was cheering Apollo. The Hydra has a connection with Heracles as it was slain by him in his second labor. The Hydra, as previously stated, will fight Surtur. That is all the combatants in Apocalypse. I am excited to see where the series will head towards. I hope we get more information about these characters. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and have a nice day.